Hello everybody, this is going to be a bit of a longer video, but nevertheless there's still going to be a lot shown. So the time I'm recording this is July 12th. It's the afternoon now. And this video is going to be about this massive pond I got here in the backyard. I built, a few days ago. Pretty sweet. See, it's got fish in it already. So this video is going to be using a bunch of clips I have when I was building it, just so I can show you the process a little bit. I'm going to be talking about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So let me talk a little bit about it. This tank here, or whatever we're calling it, I kind of calling it a pond just because you kind of have to look at it from above. So that's probably what I'm going to continue to call it from now on. But yeah, it's 10 feet long outside dimensions, so from this edge to that edge. It's also 6 feet wide, and it's about 33 inches tall with it being wrapped. So yeah, if you were going by the outside dimensions, this thing would be well over 1,000 gallons, but in reality, probably the whole way full, this thing will only hold about 900 gallons. And I say only pretty loosely because that's still a lot of water, especially for these fish, because some of them came from a 55 gallon and others from a 360, which is still pretty darn big. But yeah, it's still quite an upgrade for these guys here. Pretty nice. So to make this thing, I used 9 2x6s. Like, I kind of made like a skeleton for it, and 4 2x12s. That's kind of just for the length of it. And I screwed them together in such a way that they're laying like on their sides. And it maybe took like 2 hours to finish cutting all the wood. Maybe took another 2 hours to screw it all together. And probably all the time I spent on this thing could easily be done in like a full day. I should probably mention that this is really inspired by a YouTuber I like watching called The King of DIY. Much bigger channel, right? It's over 1 million subscribers. And yeah, this is kind of based off of his 1,200 gallon plywood pond type thing. So, like I said, it's got like a skeleton on the outside of wood. I kind of got the pond liner coming into it, and that's the part that actually holds the water. The skeleton is just to support it. So in total, it's like $85 worth of wood or something like that. The pond liner was like $60, I believe. So it's a pretty cheap way of getting a lot of water and making a cool pond out of it. So that kind of goes for the pond itself, but something pretty neat too is the way I did my filtration here. I got a little thermometer here. But yeah, I got a pump way over there on the other end of the pond. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see it. It's right here. It's like the same type of pump I got on the tank downstairs. It's like 3,600 gallons per hour. It's really strong. So it cycles this big tank over and over again pretty good. And the opposite end of the hose kind of comes out right here in this bucket, where it goes through a bag of filter floss and through a bunch of lava rocks, which are already cycled from my tank downstairs. So the tank was pretty much cycled immediately after, although I did wait like 3 days to put the fish in. And I reused a lot of the water from my other tanks. I did big water changes on a bunch of them. So yeah, the fish seem to be acting all right. They're kind of getting used to all the sunlight. I think they like it though. They look really good from above. So I got my 4 red devils out here, a tinfoil barb, you can see right there. It's a huge sucker. And a largemouth bass right here, which is really hard to see because he doesn't contrast well with the pond liner. All these fish are about 12 inches long. Some of them are a little bit more than that, some are a little bit less. And I do have my female wolf cichlid out here. See right there, maybe by the wood. Kind of coming out. Yeah, she's beautiful. She's about 9.5 inches herself, and she likes to push all these big fish around, which is interesting, to say the least. It's really fun to watch this pond because there's usually like always something going on. Kind of got some plants coming out of it. Fish are always up to stuff. I like to keep track of the temperature because it likes to fluctuate a lot. In the afternoon it gets up to maybe 78, which is about what it is right now. And probably the middle of the night it's like 71, which is a little bit cooler than I'd like, but the fish don't really seem to mind. They still seem to act alright. So yeah, something I should mention is when I built this pond is this sucker had a leak in it that was pretty darn good. It's like in this corner here, and there would always be like a big puddle, you know, in this area, and it would always just be pouring out this way. So the pond was already full, so it was a nightmare. I had to pull this pond liner out, and I got another piece and, like, you know, smacked it up against like the bottom of it. I had no idea where it was leaking from, so it was probably a really good guess. But now it's pretty dry. I kind of just siliconed it and hoped it would stop, and I guess I got lucky, and it's dry now. The fish like to splash out, that's why it's all wet. Always go with pressure treated stuff if you're gonna put it outside, though. That way it's not rotting so badly on you. So yeah, I couldn't be happier with it. I think it's great. Let's see here. I got a bunch of flow going through this thing. I don't know if you can really tell. I got some air stones down there at the bottom. There's 2 of them. And that's just to stop these darn mosquitoes, which always seem to be out here, from you know, repopulating in it. There's a little bit of a bare spot right here, but I don't think it's not that calm. So I think it'll probably be fine. I can always move around the air stones, make it a little bit better. But this seems to work. These fish have only really been in here for like 3 days by now, maybe 4. And they seem to be doing well. I was a little bit concerned with this wolf cichlid because, as you can see, she used to be a serious tyrant in the other tank. She would always be pushing around the big fish like crazy. Correction, only really the orange red devil. And she did do that because she was the first one in here, but she's doing a lot better right now. Yeah, she's doing fine now. She does push them around a little bit still, but it's not bad at all. I'll show a clip from another video of her being like that. Yeah, here's some underwater footage I took from another video. So you can kind of watch this for a little bit. If you want, you know, maybe skip a minute or two, probably about a minute ahead. I don't really know. I'm trying to do this all in one shot. So yeah, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, just skip ahead. I will be talking a little bit at the end. Alright, so this pond build here is probably going to inspire me to do a bunch more videos here coming up. I have been a little bit stagnant here on my channel, a little bit more than I'd like to be. So expect some more coming out here soon. I do actually have a video already lined up for tomorrow, and it's kind of just going to be on the status of the tank downstairs now that all these fish are moved out, and what it looks like now. So you can look forward to that, I guess. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. Keep watching my videos. You can subscribe if you want. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.